Greetings from Gloucester Salvation Army. Around this time of the year we would be holding a Carols by Candlelight afternoon and a short service of prayers and reflections. Unfortunately we can't do that this year, but we're going to present to you all the wonders of our Christmas with music and special guests and readings, and we invite you to spend this time with us. But before we get into the heart of all this and all the fun that lies ahead, may I just read to you this prayer taken from a Celtic prayer book for Christmas Eve. This night is the long night, when those who listen await his cry. This night is the eve of the great nativity, when those who are longing await his appearing. Wait with watchful heart. Listen carefully through the stillness. Listen. Hear the telling of the waves upon the shore. Listen. Hear the song of the angels glorious. Ere long it will be heard that his foot has reached the earth. News that the glory is come. Truly, his salvation is near for those who fear him, and his glory shall dwell in our land. Watch and pray, the Lord shall come. Those who are longing await his appearing. Those who listen await his cry. Watch, wait, listen.
A reading entitled Everywhere, Everywhere, Christmas Tonight. Everywhere, everywhere, Christmas tonight. Christmas in the lands of the fir tree and pine. Christmas in lands of the palm tree and vine. Christmas where snow peaks stand solemn and white. Christmas where cornfields lie sunny and bright. Everywhere, everywhere, Christmas tonight. For the Christ child who comes is the master of all. No palace too great, and no cottage too small. The angels who welcome him sing from the height. In the city of David, a king in his might. Everywhere, everywhere, Christmas tonight. Then let every heart keep its Christmas within. Christ's pity for sorrow, Christ's hatred for sin, Christ's care for the weakest, Christ's courage for right, Christ's dread of the darkness, Christ's love for the light. Everywhere, everywhere, Christmas tonight.
Hello children, Father Christmas here, and I've got my big book with a list of all the names of all the children in the world in it, and it also tells me what I've got to do over the next few days. I'm just calling to say that everything is getting prepared for my big trip around the world. You may have seen on the news that flying in aeroplanes is very difficult at the moment because of the COVID. But I'm lucky because I've got my own sleigh and reindeer. It's so exciting looking forward to Christmas with trees and tinsel, robins and snow. Here's an idea. Why don't you draw a picture of a tree and a star and ask if you can put it in your window so that you can cheer up people who are walking past. The Christmas story is wonderful because it all began with a baby in a stable. And that means so much to so many people. Because that baby came to show love and to teach us how to care for each other. Now, I must get on. I've got so much to do. But first I'm going to wash my hands, put on my masks, and keep my distance from all my elves. Have a very happy Christmas. Bye.
Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last. God was coming to help his people, just as he had promised in the beginning. But how would he come? What would he be like? What would he do? Mountains would have bowed down, seas would have roared, trees would have clapped their hands, but the earth held its breath. As silent as snow falling, he came in. And when no one was looking, in the darkness, he came. Mary was busy at her house. She was soon going to be married to Joseph, and there was so much to do. Mary was very excited about the wedding. Suddenly, she looked up. An angel was standing there. Mary was surprised. She had never seen an angel before. "Don't be frightened, Mary," the angel said. "I have brought you an important message. God has chosen you to have a very special baby. The baby boy will be God's own son." Mary was puzzled. "But what about our wedding?" she asked. The angel smiled. "Don't worry, God knows all about it," he said. Then the angel disappeared. Mary and Joseph were very excited. It was nearly time for Mary to have her baby. But Mary could not have her baby at home. Mary and Joseph had to leave their house and travel a long way to a town called Bethlehem. When they got there, Bethlehem was full of people. They looked for a place to stay. But everywhere was full already. No room here, no room there. What were they going to do? A kind man said that Mary and Joseph could stay in the stable by his house. This was where the animals lived. Mary and Joseph were very pleased to have somewhere to stay at last. Very soon, baby Jesus was born. Mary wrapped him up to keep him warm. Joseph made a soft bed for him in the hay. Mary and Joseph were very excited. Jesus had been born. One night, some shepherds were on the hillside outside Bethlehem. Suddenly, there was a dazzling light and an angel appeared. The shepherds were very scared. "Don't be frightened," the angel said. "I have brought you some wonderful news. God's son has been born tonight." Lots more angels appeared in the sky. They sang, "Praise to God in heaven, peace to everyone on earth." When the angels had gone, the shepherds said to each other, "Come on, let's go and find this special baby." They left their sheep, they ran down the hillside to Bethlehem. They found baby Jesus lying on a bed of straw, just as the angels had said. The shepherds told Mary and Joseph all about the angel's message. The shepherds were so excited, they told everyone they met the good news. God's Son has been born. A long way from Bethlehem, there were some wise men. They were looking at the stars. "Look at that big, bright star up there," one said. "It's telling us a king has been born," said another. "How exciting! Let's go and find him." The wise men chose some special presents to give the baby king. They began a long journey. They followed the star to King Herod's palace. "We've come to see the special baby," they told him. "What baby?" he asked. "The new king," the wise men answered. "But I'm the only king here," said Herod angrily. "You will probably find the baby you are looking for in Bethlehem," the king's advisers said. And they were right. The wise men knelt down. They knew Jesus was very special. They gave him the expensive presents they had brought, gold and rich perfumes. This child was a new kind of king. Though he was a prince of heaven, he had become poor. Though he was the mighty God, he had become a helpless baby. This king hadn't come to be the boss. He had come to be a servant.
I went in a manger, looking for a bed. The little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky look where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
A poem entitled If You Came in the Spring by Tom Schumann. If you came in the spring, we could expect newness. Bright yellow flowers to soften your path, the songs of birds to herald your coming. But you came in winter's despair. The chill of complacency settled about us. If you came in summer, we could expect you to be bronzed, blonde, stepping from the sea. But you came in a stable, a wrinkled baby with animals as midwives and angels for playmates. Help us to set down our parcels of expectations, to reach down and scoop you up in our arms, your laughing breath giving us life. Amen.
King The little town of Bethlehem is quiet now. It's been a busy day, with folk arriving in the city ahead of the census. No paper forms to fill out. Everyone has to return to their hometown to be counted. The little town is full and overflowing, so much so that one poor couple, on finding no room in the inn, are camped down for the night in the stable, the cattle shed. It's the only space available for them. She is heavily pregnant, due any day. The last thing she needed was a census and having to make the journey here. She tries to make herself as comfortable as possible. Support for her back, just to be able to rest. He stands almost helplessly by. He had wanted so much better than this for his wife. Over the 4 weeks of Advent, you've met the cast of the Nativity story. Mary and Joseph have made it to Bethlehem. The shepherds are out on the hillside with their sheep still. It will be some hours yet before they hasten to the stable with their talk of angels. Mary and Joseph know about visits from angels, all connected with this special birth. It could be weeks, months, before wise men head this way. They may have been kings. They followed a star and have come via the royal palace, assuming that was the place for a king to be born. One more angel duty to come, to warn Joseph of King Herod's murderous threats and tell the little family to flee to safety in Egypt, as if they haven't done enough travelling already. But let's not jump too far ahead just now. There's one more member of the cast I'd like you to meet. But actually they don't need any introduction. You see, it is you. You are invited to be a member of the cast. You too have a part to play. Have you ever thought about that? In your mind's eye, imagine the scene. Will you draw near to the baby? Or do you prefer to stay outside? What's the birth of a peasant's child to you anyway? What can you bring to the stable? One songwriter has written, "The wise may bring their learning, the rich may bring their wealth, and some may bring their greatness, and some bring strength and health. We too would bring our treasures to offer to the King. We have no wealth or learning. What shall we children bring? We'll bring him hearts that love him. We'll bring him thankful praise, and young souls meekly striving to walk in holy ways. And these shall be the treasures we offer to the King. And these are gifts that even the poorest child may bring." Your years of youth may be long past, but we are all children of the King, children of the Lord. Come to the stable this Christmas. Come to the manger. Come just as you are, in simple faith. This baby doesn't want great wealth or learning. He doesn't want empty gifts with no real feeling. He asks just your heart and your love. That's all you can give him. That's all he needs.
Thank you so much for joining and sharing with us in this time of carols, music and everything else that you've just witnessed. We want to pray that you will have a very happy Christmas and a peaceful and better new year than 2020 has offered. And we invite you again to come and worship Christ the King. You know, tomorrow morning is Christmas Day, and there will be on this channel a very brief message from Susan and I wishing you a happy Christmas. We invite you to join us for that tomorrow morning as well. But let's conclude our time together with some more music. And the great carol, that great Advent hymn, that great on the verge of Christmas Day hymn, O come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant.